Welcome to Dark Feed, where once you find the feed, it finds you. I don't know how to start this. I guess I'll just say it straight. If you're watching this, or hearing this, however you found it, I'm sorry. I'm not looking for sympathy. I just need to leave some kind of record, proof that I didn't make it all up. Because I know how this is going to sound. It started with a link. No subject line.
No sender.
Just a plain email in my inbox with a hyperlink. basementcam.live. First, I didn't click it. Thought it was spam, maybe a phishing attempt. But something about it stuck with me. I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Basementcam?
Was it someone I knew? A prank? Curiosity got the better of me 2 days later. I clicked it. There was no flashy site. Just a full-screen video stream. Low-res, static-laced, with a timestamp in the top corner. No controls, no pause, no chat, just live video. It was a basement. Cement floor. Brick walls. A single light bulb hanging from the ceiling, casting weak, swinging light. Dust floated through the air like ash. I stared for a long time, waiting for something to move, for someone to walk into frame. But the room was empty, except something about it felt wrong.
Familiar.
I didn't realize why until later that night. It was my basement, not just similar, identical, same brick pattern, same light fixture, same uneven patch of cement near the back wall from when the plumber cut into the floor last year. I closed the stream, checked my basement, flashlight in hand. It looked normal, cold, empty.
No cameras.
No signs of intrusion. I even checked the windows locked. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was an old image from when I had a contractor in and they posted it somewhere. Maybe it wasn't live. But the timestamp on the stream matched my clock. Down to the second. And then the light bulb flickered. On the stream, and in real life, at the same time, I slammed my laptop shut. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on my couch, listening for movement below my floor. The next morning, the email was gone. Not in my inbox, not in trash, not in spam. Vanished. I tried typing the URL manually. basementcam.live. Nothing. Page not found. I started to wonder if I imagined it. Until 2 nights later when I got another message.
No sender.
No subject. Just a link. basementcam.live. I clicked it. Same stream. Same basement. Only this time something had changed. There was a chair in the middle of the room. Plain wooden chair. The kind you'd find at a garage sale. And someone was sitting in it. Or something. It was hard to tell. The image was blurry. Low-res like a bad CCTV feed. But there was a figure in the chair, head down, unmoving. I stared for minutes. My heart pounded. Then the figure twitched. Just once. A sharp jerk of the neck. I gasped and backed away from the screen. And in the same moment, the light bulb in my basement flickered again. I should have called the cops. I know that now. But what would I say? Hey, there's a live stream of my basement online with a shadow guy sitting in it? They'd think I was nuts. So I went downstairs again. Same old basement. No chair. No figure. Nothing. I stood in the center of the room directly beneath the light. It swayed gently overhead. I turned around slowly, scanning every corner. And that's when I saw it. A small, black dot in the corner near the ceiling. Pinhole camera. I yanked it out of the wall with shaking hands. It was no bigger than a coin. Wireless. I brought it upstairs and dumped it on the table. I tried to trace it online, find out what kind it was. No brand name, no markings, just a blank black lens. I didn't know how long it had been there, who put it there, or what it had seen. That night, I smashed it with a hammer. Then I blocked the URL, deleted the email, and tried to move on. It worked for about a week. Then I got a package. No return address. Just a small brown box on my doorstep. Inside was a flash drive. No note. I knew I shouldn't look. I knew it was a trap, but of course I plugged it in. There was one file, Watch under MP4. I opened it. It was footage, a screen capture of the basement cam stream from the night before. But the angle was different. It was as if the camera had moved. Now it was closer to the figure, closer to the chair. And this time I could see its face. It was wearing a mask, a plain white porcelain mask with hollow black eyes. No mouth, no expression. It sat motionless until the final seconds of the video, when it raised its head and pointed directly at the camera. I slammed my laptop shut. My body felt cold, numb. I checked the basement. Again, still no chair, still no masked figure. But the light bulb was swinging. I started leaving the house more, sleeping at friends' places, spending less time alone. Every time I came home, I checked the basement. Every time it was empty. But then one night I came back late, and the front door was unlocked. I know I locked it. I always do. I stepped inside, holding my breath. Everything was silent, still, until I heard it. The creak of a floorboard beneath me, not mine, from below, from the basement. I froze. Then, slowly, I turned and opened the basement door. The light was on. I descended one step at a time, listening. No sound, no movement, but the air felt heavier, thicker. When I reached the bottom, my heart nearly stopped. The chair was there, in the middle of the room, empty, but warm, like someone had just been sitting in it. I backed away, shaking. I turned off the light, ran upstairs, and slammed the door. That night, I dreamt of the mask. It was sitting at my kitchen table, staring at me, not moving, not blinking, just waiting. When I woke up, the chair was in my living room. I stood there for what felt like hours, just staring at the chair. It was unmistakably the same one from the stream, wooden, plain. One leg shorter than the rest, so it leaned slightly to the right. There was a faint scuff on the seat, like someone had been sitting and twisting side to side. I hadn't brought it up from the basement. I hadn't touched it, but there it was, in my living room, facing the couch. I don't remember going to sleep. I must have passed out. Fear does that. It drains you, empties you out, makes you a husk. When I woke up, the chair was gone. I ran to the basement. It was back. Same place, center of the floor, facing the stairs. I started recording everything after that. Every night, I set up a GoPro to watch the basement. I locked the door and placed tape over the latch so I'd know if it had been opened. 3 nights passed. Nothing happened. 4th night, the footage skipped. At exactly 3:17 a.m., there was a 1-minute gap. The GoPro jumped ahead. Time moved on, but the recording didn't. When it resumed, the chair was closer to the camera. And something had been written on the wall in charcoal. You're not alone. I didn't write it. The tape over the door was still in place. That's when I started seeing myself in the videos. Not just my reflection. Me, standing in the basement, in the dark, not moving. On the 7th night, the footage showed me standing behind the chair, just watching it. Then, without warning, the light bulb exploded. The screen went black. I was still in bed. I checked every lock, every window. Nothing was broken. No signs of entry. But the light bulb in the basement? Shattered. I went to the police. Told them someone had broken into my home. They took a report. Sent a patrol car around once or twice. Didn't find anything. Wrote it off as a prank or maybe stress. But they didn't see the footage. I tried to show them, but the videos were corrupted. All of them. Each one showed a static screen. Every copy. Except on my original laptop, where the footage still played fine. And when it did, I saw something new. There was another camera angle. A higher view. As if someone had placed a second camera up in the corner of the basement, watching from above. But I never set up a second one. I paused the frame and zoomed in. And that's when I saw it. In the corner of the screen, partially hidden by the bricks, a face, the mask, watching me. I bought locks, deadbolts, security cameras. I even moved the chair out of the basement and left it on the curb. Came back the next morning, in my kitchen, with another message on the seat. Sit and you'll see. I threw it outside again. This time I smashed it to splinters. Burned the pieces in my fireplace. Felt good, like I'd won something. But that night, the stream returned. Without an email. Just there, on my laptop. I didn't click anything. The screen turned on by itself. And the stream played. The basement, empty at first. Then the chair, fully intact. As if nothing had happened to it. And someone was already sitting in it. Not masked, not blurred. Me. I tried unplugging the router, turning off the power. It didn't matter. The stream stayed. I watched myself on the screen as I slowly stood up from the chair, walked toward the camera, leaned in, and whispered something I couldn't hear. Then the video cut out. I didn't sleep for 2 days after that. I started hearing things in the walls. Knocks, scrapes, breathing. Once, when I walked past the basement door, I heard my own voice coming from behind it, whispering my name. I bolted. I checked into a motel 20 miles away, paid cash, no records, and that night, my laptop turned on again. The stream played, but it wasn't the basement anymore. It was the motel room, my room, from the ceiling, looking down at the bed, and I was already in it, sleeping. I screamed. I ran out into the hallway, barefoot, panicked. The night manager tried to calm me down, asked if I was on drugs. I left and never went back. Everywhere I went, the stream followed. It was never on the web anymore. It was just on my screen, like it was inside the laptop itself. It started showing events before they happened. Me walking into a room, then doing it seconds later. Me falling asleep, only to wake up and realize I was already dreaming. Once it showed a knock at the door. 3 knocks. I watched paralyzed. Then, 3 knocks sounded on my real door. Identical, rhythmic. I didn't answer. Eventually, the stream showed the door opening. But I never opened it. I don't know what did. I stopped checking the stream after that. Ignored it. Shut off the laptop. Hid it in a drawer. But it still played. On mirrors. Reflections. TVs that weren't even plugged in. Always the basement. Always the chair. And now, the thing wearing my face. But not quite me. It smiled too wide. Blinks were too slow. Movements too sharp. Uncanny. Wrong. I had a friend, Cam. Tech-savvy guy. Paranoid too, which helped. I brought everything to him, my laptop, the footage, the logs. He looked it over, pale and quiet. After a few hours, he told me what he found. The stream wasn't hosted anywhere. It wasn't pulling data from the internet at all. It was broadcasting from within my machine, from a partition that didn't exist. Something burned into the memory, a kind of digital ghost. He said he could wipe it, run deep scrub software, kill the root directory. We started that night, but when the process hit 66%, the screen glitched. Everything froze, and the basement stream returned. Only now, Cam was in the chair, on screen, mouth sewn shut, eyes bleeding. He screamed in real life, grabbed his head, collapsed to the floor, convulsing. I called 911. They found no physical injuries, just shock, catatonia. He hasn't spoken since. I tried to disappear, rented a cabin with no signal, no electricity, left everything behind. No tech.
No screens.
It was quiet, peaceful even for a day. Then I found a package on the doorstep. No label. Inside was an old Polaroid. A photo of me, sitting in the chair, back in my basement, smiling. And in the background, the mask, standing behind me. I didn't think I'd make it this long. Honestly, I'm not sure I have. Time doesn't feel right anymore. Some nights last forever. Others pass in a blink. There are days where I wake up with dried blood on my hands and no idea why, but I keep coming back to the stream. It won't let me go. I don't even need a device anymore. I see it behind my eyes when I blink, in shadows, on the backs of my eyelids when I try to sleep. I dream in static. I breathe like there's film grain in the air. Everything tastes like old dust now, like the basement, damp and dead, and I still hear it. The voice, the one wearing my face. It whispers to me, from the chair, from the walls. Sometimes it speaks in perfect sync with me, just half a second behind. Other times it's ahead, like it's rehearsing my words before I say them. I started testing it, saying random things out loud. Gibberish phrases, nonsense. Then I'd run to the laptop and check the stream. And every time, I'd already said it, perfectly, as if the me on the stream was predicting my thoughts, or planting them. The chair came back again, middle of the bedroom this time. I burned it again, took it out into the woods behind the cabin, doused it in lighter fluid, watched it crackle and scream as the flames consumed it. I sat there with it until it was ash. But when I got back to the cabin, there it was, waiting for me at the kitchen table, facing the door, a note pinned to the backrest. Come home. I left that night, didn't even pack, just started driving. I didn't stop for hours. The road stretched on endlessly, foggy, featureless, like a looping track in a broken video game. Eventually, I saw lights, a city skyline. Relief flooded me. I wasn't gone. I wasn't erased. I pulled into a gas station, asked the attendant where I was. He gave me a strange look. You live here, he said. You come in all the time. I'd never seen him before. He pointed to a notice board near the bathroom. There were missing posters, 10 of them. Each face was mine. Slight variations, different facial hair, different expressions. One smiling too wide, one with eyes scratched out. But all me, all labeled. Missing, last seen near Hollow Creek. And the date on the most recent one, tomorrow. That night, the stream played again. I didn't launch it. I didn't have to. Played on every screen in the gas station. The little TV in the corner. The register display. Even the cracked mirror in the bathroom. The basement. The chair. Me. Sitting. Watching. Smiling. I checked into a cheap motel on the edge of town. I covered every mirror. Turned every screen to the wall. It didn't matter. The stream played in sound now. Through the walls. The hum of electricity. The soft static hiss. And beneath it all, breathing. Sometimes fast. Panicked. Sometimes slow and steady. And once, it matched mine exactly. Until I held my breath. And it kept going. I started digging into old forums. Obscure threads. Places where no one goes anymore. Took weeks. But I found something. A post from 2008. A user named Jerkmirror. The title was, I found a webcam feed of my own basement.
No replies.
The post was short. Just a paragraph. Saw a link on an old IRC channel. Showed my basement. Thought it was a joke. Then the feed started showing things before they happened. Myself doing things I hadn't done yet. After a week, it showed me being killed. I moved out, burned the place down, thought it was over. Final edit to the post said, I just saw myself again. In the window. I wasn't alone. That was the last time they logged in. Since then, I found more. Dozens of similar stories. Different names. Different locations. Always the same pattern. A link with no sender. A webcam feed. A familiar place. A figure. A chair. A slow spiral into madness. And always the same ending. Disappearance. I'm running out of places to go. I sleep during the day now. Hide during the night. Avoid screens. Try to exist in analog. But it still finds me. Once I saw a child drawing with chalk on the sidewalk. She had drawn my basement, the exact layout, the chair, even the camera in the corner. I asked her what it was. She just looked up at me with wide eyes and said, "It told me." I asked who. She whispered, "The quiet man, the one who looks like you." I don't think I'm me anymore, not fully. I watch old videos of myself from before. I don't recognize the way I move, the way I talk. The person in the footage looks real. I don't. My hands feel too light. My thoughts come too late. I dream of static fields and wires under skin. I dream of the mask, the one with the hollow eyes. I used to think it was wearing my face. Now I think it's the real me, and I'm just a skin it put on. The stream is playing again. Of course it is. I don't even bother looking away now. It shows the chair. It shows someone walking down the basement stairs. But the face isn't mine. It's yours. You're holding this very transcript, reading these words, listening to my voice. And behind you, in the screen's reflection, look, just look. Do you see it? The chair is empty again, waiting.